Hello, my viewers. I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, Hugar Social Academy. Today, for you, I have brought up a very interesting topic from the sociology, the topic called as social challenges, and in that social challenges about the child labor. The social challenges which consist of in this chapter regarding child labor, child marriage, and harassment to the women. Regarding this, the chapter is being said. When we talk about social challenges, it is not only the child labor, it is not only the women harassment or regarding the child marriage. Apart from that, we see many number of social challenges are being presently faced by not only the country called as India, but all those nations who are in a race of development. India is a developing country. Since from the period of its independence, we are seeing that India is working very, very hard for the development of its nation and eradicating the number of social challenges with child labor, with child marriage, dowry system, domestic conflicts, poverty, unemployment, illiteracy, like this, many number of problems are in there, which are presently have become the biggest social challenge to all the to the nation called as India. Now, when we are talking about the topic called as a child labor, it becomes very important to us to know regarding the child labor, what are the causes of it, what are the effects of it, and what different steps are being taken by the government, whether it is a state government or whether it is a central government, for eradicating the child labors from the society. See, we say children are the future of tomorrow. Children's presently, if they take a good education, or if they are physically and mentally, if they are being developed, they can run the administration of the country very properly. It becomes, and it is even been found, the nation where there is a more number of literacy, right? Those nations are being quite very well developed. India is also on the race of the eradicating of illiteracy and bringing the literacy rate to its high. But in this country called as India, due to high population, it has been found that there are many number of challenges are being there. So let us understand regarding one among the challenge called as child labor. Now the question is, whom do we call as a child labor? We very well know that there are two words are being there. One is called as a minor, one is called as a major. Below the age of the 18, we consider it as a minor, and above the age of 18, we consider it as a major. And at this time, when we are using the word called as a minor, it shows, it refers that this is a time where the mentally as well as physically has to be developed. Then only there will be a progress will be there. But there are many circumstances are been created which has made being knowing that. Then also it is been found that the childrens are being engaged in the different place with a different work, whether it is in the hotels, whether it is in the fields, agriculture sector, whether it is in the industries from the cottage to the small scale to the large scale industries, or in the kirana shops or any other big multi shops complexes, right? We see the children, they are working and their condition of working is very very pathetic. So it's a time to what to do to understand properly about the child labor. Now let us first understand whom do we call as a child laborers. Now the child laborers are those who are aged below 14 years. Whom we call child laborers? Child laborers are those who are aged below 14 years, less than 14 years. If less than 14 years, the child is been engaged in any sort of work, anywhere, anywhere will be considered as a child laborer. Okay, will be considered as a what? As a child laborer it is there. Now, why this child laborer or why the child is engaged in the works? Child himself will not go, right? Child will not have that much of capability or ability to think or to work, but then also he will be engaged in the work. So definitely there are some certain reasons are there because of which the child is engaged in the way in the work, and that he says it's a poverty. Poverty is very very one of the harmful, we can say it is one of the disease, because this is the disease which is not, it will be not cured if the precaution measures are not taken. Poverty kills the happiness. Poverty makes us to beg in front of each and every work. So we have to eradicate poverty. Poverty is the biggest reason for the which one, which makes the child, like there is a family of 4 to 5 members family it is there, and whole family is totally uneducated, illiterate. Now father and mother who are engaged themselves in the work, but because they are also illiterate, they could not able to get that much of money which will fulfill the demands of their family, which makes the parent or the child itself to be engaged in the way in the work to eradicate the poverty. Moreover, domestic conflicts, the fights which occurs in the houses, and due to it is there, it's because of, as we say, now when poverty will be too much will be there, there will be regular clashes, and the clashes will arise due to non-fulfillment of the needs. If the needs are fulfilled, no conflicts will be there. But if the needs are not fulfilled, then definitely there will be the conflicts will be there. So now this domestic conflicts, okay, the clashes between the home itself, it changes the mind of the child, because the child listens what conflict is going on in the house, and which makes him to take the decision by his own also. So domestic conflicts, divorce, when the mother and father separates. Now here also question arises. After the separation of mother and father, who is going to take the care of the child? Whether the mother or whether the father. If father is also weak, if mother is also financially weak, then what would be the future of the child? Which makes what it is an uncareable of the father and mother. It makes the child to jump into the word called as a laborer. So even divorce is also one of the biggest reason he says. Another side, illiteracy. We very well know that only literacy will help to lead the proper life. So if illiteracy will arouse more, then definitely there is no future in the future. There is no future in the future. So literacy is must and needed. We see many of the children who are engaged in the work, 99 to 100%, those all children are illiterate. Why they are illiterate? Because they are not having the capability to reach up to the school, or to fulfill the necessity needs which they should be. Another side, kidnapping of children. Again, this is there. These all things comes due to the reason called as a poverty. Kidnapping of a children's, and those who have kidnapped them, right? They forces the children's to beg in front of the others, or make them to work in the different areas only to earn the money, and the child has to do because it has to survive. It can't question because he do not know anyone except that person who has kidnapped him. Even he doesn't know that he has kidnapped him. Such a condition will be prevailed. So in such cases, even the child, what it becomes, he converts into the form of laborer. And the next one, what he says, greed of the industrialist. Industrialists for their purpose called as a profit. We very well know that, for example, if I say that if there are two persons are there, one whose age is below 18 and one whose age is 40, and the person and both the persons are being given the work, and the time period is been fixed of 5 hours to both of them, and the result comes what it is that the one whose age is below 18 years, he will not take that much of time as compared to the age of 40. If 5 hours work is being given, he will complete the work in just 2 hours. And this is one. Second thing is that the child could not able to raise the question against the owner, but whereas other person will raise the question. In such cases, the industry, for his greediness, for his profitness, sometimes he makes or he exploit the child in the form of taking more work from him in the name of salary or wages, which makes the child to what to do work or to listen whatever the owner has been said. So this greediness is also one of the biggest problem of which one of the child labor. So these are the number of causes. This shows what it is that the child who should get a proper education, the child who should during the time of the minor below the 14 years or below the 18 years, when he should engage himself in taking a good education, when he should engage himself to meet his age members, to develop a peer group, to play with their friends, to have a nutrient food at that time, if he is engaged in the work, nor he will get the his good friends, nor he will get the good education, nor he will be able to understand what type of society it is been there, which and moreover, nor he will get a good nutrient food. He will suffer with a malnutrition, which will convert into a ill health, and later the result is physically and mentally he is weak. To overcome over this condition of the child, the government of India and the state government together, they have came with a number of solutions to overcome or to eradicate the word called as a child labor. Right? So some of the remedial measures are here. Rehabilitation welfare fund of child laborers. Now this is a welfare fund. Now when we are using the word called as a welfare, it is related to for the upliftment of the problems which are being erased, sorry, which are being there. Now, child rehabilitation welfare fund of the child laborers will help to re-establish with the help of this fund to give all necessary needs like medical facility, education facility, okay, free supply of the all sort of necessary needs which is need for the development of the child will be done with the help of welfare fund. Another side, child labor prohibition and control act which was brought in 1986. According to this, any of the industrialist, not only industrialist, any of the person if he tries to take the work from the child, and if he has been caught, he will be penalized with 20,000 rupees, which he has to give in the child welfare fund, and also he will be penalized in the form of to the jail. He will be sentenced or he will be sent to the jail according to the on the basis of exploitation. So child labor prohibition control act 1986. National Child Labor Project 1988. National Child Labor Project 1988, it has been brought. According to this act, the children who are being found in the different areas as a laborer, it is the duty of the child welfare department, women welfare department, and many other departments to take a proper care related to if any of the childrens are being found in this sort of work. And not only this is implemented in the central, it is even implemented in the state level also, so that to bring them out from that area. And the bal mandirs which are established at the taluk and the district level, so that the children who are being found here should be brought up to this bal mandir, and there they should be given free education, free homes, free of food, which we call it as a shelter. Home in the sense shelter, food, education. It's a duty of whom? Duty of the Bal Mandir. Moreover, Sarva Shikshan Abhiyan project, one of the biggest projects, Sarva Shikshan Abhiyan project. According to that, right, the government of Karnataka has brought up this Abhiyan from the nursery to the school. The purpose of this what it is that to make the children to get the education. And according to this, right, the right to education act 2000, which guarantees compulsory free education. 6 to 14 years of the child must and should get a free education, right, according to the right to education act 2009, which guarantees, right. And presently it is been on its track, where it has been found that must and should a child should get a free education up to the 14 years of age. In the year 2006, the government brought one more child labor eradication. Now, eradication is nothing but to end up, to finish up, to cut off the problem called as a child labor. And rehabilitation act, once again re-establishment of, the re-establishment will be in the form of food, shelter, cloth, education, and many more necessary need for the development of the mental as well as the physical. Everything will be done by the home, by the government. And a very very important act called as the POSCO act. This is one of the very important act which has been introduced. POSCO act, protection of children, protection of children from the sexual offenses. It has been found nowadays the children's, whether in their homes, whether in the industrial areas, whether in the schools, right? It has been found that they are being abused, they are being molested, they are being tortured, they are being forced. These all things are one of the very very bad activity nowadays it is been seen. So if such things are being found, the POSCO act is made to punish those all who try to molest the children's in a different form, whether it is a boy or whether it is a girl. This act has given the power to bring that culprit and to throw him into the way into the jail according to his crime, to be sentenced whether of 5 years, 7 years, or of 10 years. This act has given the power to the children to live happily in the surrounding areas. But if anybody does the crime, then he or she must and should be what? Should be punished. So POSCO Act, Rehabilitation Welfare Fund of the Child Laborers, Child Labor Prohibition and Control Act of 1986, National Child Labor Project 1988, Bal Mandir Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan Project, the Right to Education Act 2009, which guaranteed compulsory and free education, and in the year 2006, the government brought Child Labor Eradication and Rehabilitation Act. These all are one of the biggest, we can say, as the rules which are being made are helping in eradicating and re-establishment of the children who are suffering in the hands of the greedy peoples. So this is all regarding the child labor. Hope you have understood, and further number of other videos are already uploaded. The important topics are also being uploaded. The important questions of the number of chapters are been also been uploaded, and every day I'm also going to bring your new topics for you, so that which will make you easy for your study and to make the subject to be more easy. So be tuned, be with me with a number of videos, and don't forget to watch the video full so that you can get a proper knowledge of it. So let me come with a new session in the next part with the same topic from the social challenges, and the topic would be regarding the child marriage. And lastly, don't forget to like, comment, as well as subscribe. Let us meet in my next session with all of you.